Hey guys, thank you for stopping in today. Today, I feel like I need to be vulnerable with you, which is something that does not come easy to me, but it's something that is necessary, and I've learned to embrace my own vulnerability. And now that I'm putting it out there for the very first time, it's not easy to talk about, but I think it's something that you deserve to know so you can understand where I'm coming from and why, and so that you can learn from the lessons that I've applied into my life and see how that fits into your life and how it can help you. 3 years ago, I started a job only to find out that it was so much more demanding than my last job. I was working in front of the computer nonstop for 10 hours a day. It was very demanding. I felt very stuck. I felt very frustrated. I just felt like I had not very many options. You know that I am a social butterfly. I cannot sit in front of a computer for 10 hours. And I know pretty much every single job right now requires you to be in front of the computer, but you have to understand this was a job where I was processing emails, doing a lot of project coordination, and literally had to be stuck in front of the computer for 10 hours nonstop. That being said, my bucket started to fill up, my emotional bucket and what I could handle. Combine that with some emotional stress from my family and what was going on in their lives at the time, and include that with also some childhood trauma. My bucket was completely full and started to overflow. I started to experience vertigo. The ground was not still underneath me. I felt just dizzy, and I just felt like the world would literally turn upside down from under my feet. I started to hear tinnitus in my ear, and I developed a liver condition called hemangioma. And this all came at one time. That's when I had to take matters into my own hands. I went to a neurologist. I went to a primary physician. I went to a physical therapist. I went to a chiropractor. I went to everybody. One thing that doctors are really good at are giving you referrals to other doctors. I was scared. I was alone. I didn't know what to do. I felt so helpless. I had the worst health care in the world. My company offered really bad health insurance. So I literally had to pay everything out of pocket. And to top that off, I was being sent off from one doctor to the next, accumulating all these medical bills. So now I had financial stress just to add to everything else. So I decided to take matters into my own hands. Having studied public health and nutrition in school, I knew there was another way. I knew that I had to be able to start applying what I learned in life. And for the most part, I had led a pretty healthy lifestyle, but I had to really kick it up a notch or two. So I decided to start meditating. I started meditating every single day. I had to start teaching myself to quiet my mind and be able to be still. And no matter how scary it was, I had to be able to just really face those things that were scaring me and were causing fear in my life, and just be able to really deal with them. I started to embrace more things that made me happy. Initially, what would make me happy is I fed off of the energy of other people. I'm a people person. I would go out every single day, and that came to a halted stop. And I stopped seeing people. I stopped going out. I literally did not leave my house for an entire year. I was living in San Diego by myself. My family was in Orange County, about 2 hours away. I had a couple of friends that would show up. Most of them disappeared. I'm very grateful for the people that showed up in my life. And I had my boyfriend at the time, now my fiance, who was there for me, thankfully. But he lived in Orange County too. So I really was on my own a lot of the time. So if there's anything that teaches you, is that you really need to take matters into your own hands, and you need to really figure out what's going on with you. And the only way to do that is by tapping in to what's going on inside and really listening to yourself. And by being vulnerable, just like I am being vulnerable right now, it's a very scary thing to face certain things in your life. But I think doing that is going to be key to improving the quality of your life overall. The other thing I did was I started this elimination diet, and this was phenomenal. I had to eliminate all processed food. I generally ate pretty healthy, but I ate out a lot. I eliminated eating out. I eliminated all inflammatory foods. I eliminated alcohol. I eliminated sugar. There were a lot of things that I eliminated from my diet, and I'll talk to you about that in another time. And what prompted me to change my diet was the liver condition. I was seeing what is called a neuroreflexologist at the time, and he advised me to go on this diet and take certain supplements, turmeric, which is a really good anti-inflammatory, and some other things to help me just change my body chemistry, give my digestive system a break, allow my liver to heal itself, allow my body to heal itself. When you're eliminating processed foods from your diet, when you're eating out, you're eliminating a lot of toxins, because there are things like MSG and other chemicals that are in food and even in pre-made foods that you can purchase at the grocery store that contain chemicals that require your liver to work on and break down. And that's just a lot of work, especially if you're trying to heal. I was on the diet for a good 5 months or so. It was pretty extreme. I don't recommend going that long with it. However, I completely healed my liver, and I had my MRI 6 months later, and 2 out of the 3 hemangiomas were gone. They disappeared. They were gone. It's unheard of. The doctor was pretty fascinated. I couldn't even believe it. And I just knew I needed to keep on this journey to get rid of the 3rd one. Today, as I'm talking to you, the 3rd one is gone. So I changed my diet. I started meditating every day. I started listening to myself. I started going there. I went to the places that I didn't want to face, all the traumatic things that I was experiencing as a child that I went through. I went ahead and I faced those things, and I just knew that I had to go there. I did a lot more activities that made me happy. I started painting. I started dancing more. I had learned tango previously, so I was practicing my tango, and it just it started to replace all of that feeling of being alone, the feelings of being stuck, the feelings of frustration, the feelings of being afraid constantly, to feeling and bringing back a little more joy in my life. And as that happened, today I talk to you and I am in a much better place. I go out. I know it's COVID. We're not going out the way we used to, but I got my life back, you guys. I can't emphasize how important it is to take matters into your own hands. So if you are trying to improve the quality of your life in any way, you have to take matters into your own hands. You could go to doctors all day long, but they're going to push pills on you, and pills have side effects, and then you're going to need more pills to get rid of those side effects. So if you want any hope of getting better, start facing those things. Start working on your diet. Start working on your mental health, and we're going to celebrate it together. Have a beautiful day.